Hey everybody, it's Karen with Food and Family. I'm about to start dinner, and this dinner is going to be so easy and so quick. I've got some baby lima beans here, and I'm just going to drop them right here in my pot. And then I'm going to put a little bit of water over them. First, before I do that, I want to put some chicken broth. I don't have a whole lot, but I want to use that first. Now we're going to put some water. I just want to cover the beans just until they're covered. Oh, cover them about that far, about up to your knuckle. Now you're going to be watching them, so if they need more water, you can add more water. But I'm going to also add some butter. Y'all knew it was coming. So I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of butter. And I want to put some salt in there. I'm not going to do a whole lot of salt because of my broth and my butter is salty. Then I'm going to put the lid on it and put it on the stove. And I'm going to get it started. And that's all I'm going to do. The next thing I'm going to do is some stewed squash. Now, I have already washed my squash. I scrubbed it real good. So I'm going to cut it up here. I'm just going to cut these ends off. And I'm going to cut it in half. And just cut it right into my pot. You don't want it too thick. Let's see about how thick I've cut it. And just drop it right in. You don't have to do anything special to it. And that's it. I've got some onion that I'm going to add to it. A little water, a little butter. And we've got stewed squash. So I've got some onion. I've got some onion that was already cut up. So I'm just going to use that. It's sliced. It doesn't have to be chopped. It's going to cook with the squash. And I'm going to cut just a little more. And put it in there. And that onion is going to make that taste so, so good. And I'm going to put a little bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper. I love black pepper. And I think black pepper does so well on vegetables. And I just want a little bit of water. Remember that your squash, cabbage, they're watery vegetables, so it didn't take a whole lot. So I'm going to put about that much, about a half a cup. Now, I want to put some butter on this. I thought I had some out. I'm going to put about a half a stick of butter in here. I'm going to put the lid on. Bring it over here. Turn the stove on. And that's it. And I'll keep it stirred around. And if it starts getting too watery, what I'll do is take the lid off. It'll keep cooking, but some of the liquid will evaporate. You don't want it real watery when you go to eat. Let me find my towel. Now, for the last thing I'm going to do is, there's my stick of butter, y'all. I'm going to make some hamburgers and gravy. And see if I can move this down where you can see it. I want you to see that pan. Okay, so I've got, this is just a little bit over a pound of ground beef. I think it's this ground chuck. Now I'm going to cut this onion up a little more, and I want to chop it for this. And this is not the way I would normally chop an onion, but it's the way I sliced it. We're going to mix that onion in here. I've got some breadcrumbs. I like to use seasoned breadcrumbs. Which do you like? Do you like seasoned? Do you like plain? Do you make your own? I've made my own, and they're very good. Let's drop this in there. Look, and that's plenty of onion for this. Now look, I've got some fresh parsley out of my garden. Can you see what I'm doing? I think you can. I'm going to gather these in a bunch, and I'm going to get them as tight as I can. And then I'm going to take my knife, watch your fingers, and I'm just going to run through that parsley. And it gives it a wonderful taste, and it makes it look pretty. Gather all that up there. Looky there. See where we're at so far? I want an egg, and I forgot to get it out. And the egg is going to be my binder. I need to turn this eye on so it can be getting hot. So put my egg in here. And some breadcrumbs I have seasoned. Whatever you think, that's about 1/4 cup. But I want some salt and pepper. Go in with your hands. Nothing can beat mixing up them with our God-given tools. And we're going to get this mixed up. I'm going to get some patties made. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to fry these. Now, I'm going to fry them up. I'm not going to get them done. I'm not worrying about getting them completely done because I'm going to make a gravy and I'm going to let them simmer in the gravy. So give me a minute and let me rinse. Now wash your hands real good when you're messing with raw meat. I'm about to put these hamburger in the skillet. I want you to listen. Did that sizzle? That's what you want. You want your pan hot. You can see down in there. And I think I can get all of these in there. This package of hamburger made 6 patties. And that is more than enough for me and him. You see some onions that didn't quite make it into the hamburger. They fell out. We're just going to dump them right in there. We're not going to leave them behind. I'm going to get these browned, and then we're going to make our gravy. That's all I'm doing right now is browning that because it's going to simmer in that gravy. And I know y'all are looking at this beautiful corn on the cob. Look here. It's bicolored. I love the bicolored. I'm going to boil it. And I don't think I'm going to boil all of it. There's 5 cobs there. And he and I won't eat that much. We'll eat 2. So I think what I'm going to do is put the rest of it in my food storage bag. You see me use it. And put it in my freezer. So I'll have corn next time I want it. So let me get this cooking. You know what I'm going to do. I can't help it. Looking at me. I'm going to put some butter in this skillet. A little bit here. All it's going to do is make it taste better. Looky there. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to get these up and we're going to make some gravy, and they're starting to brown real good. So y'all give me just a few minutes and I'll be right back, okay? Our hamburger has browned nicely and I'm going to take it up. See, it's not done. See, I just wanted to get it good and brown. Can you see that? And we're going to put it back in here. But first, we're going to add we're going to make some gravy. And we're going to add that goodness to this pan. There's grease from the hamburger, which is fine to use for this. I need a little bit of flour. I didn't get out. So let's put a little flour in here. Let's put a little flour. And I'm going to put a couple of heaping tablespoons of flour to start with. Let's look at it and see if we need more. Y'all know how to make gravy. Equal parts flour and fat. In this case, it's the fat from the meat and that little bit of butter I put in there. I'm going to put another tablespoon. So that's 3 heaping tablespoons, which will amount probably close to 4 tablespoons total. Excuse me. Oh yeah, see, that's better. That's looking pasty. And that is exactly what we want. And I'm going to put some black pepper now because of some other stuff that I'm using. I'm only going to put about that much salt. Because this other stuff I'm using is going to be salty. And this is what we're going to flavor our gravy with. I'm going to use some seasoned roasted beef base. Let me get a clean spoon. I'm not going to use but about a teaspoon. We've got other things we're going to put in here. And I'm going to use a little bit less than that of the roasted garlic. This is going to be so good. Gonna be good. Let's stir that around and get that all melted in there. Oh, I wish you could smell this kitchen already. This squash and the beans back here are cooking, and this hamburger, and now making this gravy and getting these bases in here. Once I hit that garlic in there, oh gosh, that just did it. Okay, so we're going to add, y'all know I like to use brown gravy mix when I'm making gravy, my brown gravy. So I'm going to put a couple of heaping tablespoons of that. And you know, also use just a very, very small splash of balsamic vinegar. And that's it. Half a teaspoon at most. I don't want it to taste vinegary. And now my pan's looking dry, if you can see, and that's okay, but I want that flour to cook, and it's been cooking around a little bit. Sadly, I don't have any beef broth, but that's okay. Use the beef base and the garlic base. So I'm just going to use a little bit of water. There's enough seasonings in here to make up for that flavor that we're missing from the broth. Trust me, I've made gravy like this for many years. and it tastes just as good. Now I'm just going to keep adding water until I get it to the consistency that I want. And then I'm going to let this simmer. I'm going to put this hamburger back in, and I'm probably going to let this simmer 30, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. I may turn it down on super low and let it go about an hour. And the longer I cook it, the lower I cook it, the more tender that meat's gonna be. Okay, so let's slip, yeah, I can handle them. Let's slip our patties back in there. They're warm, but they've sat there enough to cool off enough that I can handle them. And I'm gonna get don't forget those, don't leave those juices in there, y'all. That is just flavor. And I'm gonna get a lid and I'm gonna cover this up and I'm gonna let it simmer for, like I said, probably turn it down as low as it'll go, and I may let it go close to an hour. But y'all come back and join me when we get ready to finish this up. I may make some pan of cornbread to go with it, but I've got to boil my corn. Simple, simple. I put my corn in just water. I do not salt my water when I'm cooking corn, because to me, I think it makes it tough. I just want water and corn, and that's fresh corn, and it'll boil up in 4, 5, 6 minutes. And then we're gonna hit it with some butter and some salt. So y'all stay with me and we'll come back later when we pull this together, okay? We're ready to eat supper. I pulled all this together. It didn't take long. Y'all were with me through most of it. We have our beautiful corn on the cob. You didn't get to see me cook that. Our stewed squash. We have our hamburger that has onions in it and gravy. Our green lima beans. And I made a pan of cornbread. You ready to eat?
Sure.
Let's make a plate. Now, what I didn't tell you, when you make these hamburgers, brown them up, but you can brown them up the night before, put them in the fridge. Next morning, put them in your crock pot, put your gravy over it, set it, and you can go. Go to work, go shopping, do whatever you want to do. And that's especially convenient for like working moms or just any working person. I know you like squash with onions, and this squash has onions in it. We've got green lima baby butter beans, and I know you like these.
Of course. Like my green limas. Excuse me.
We have, I sliced up, you want some cornbread?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it is full of butter. I cook cornbread with a lot of butter. I sliced up some tomatoes. Now I'm gonna let you put whatever salt you want on it, but I put some pepper.
Oh, okay.
And a piece of onion. Now looky there. That's a beautiful plate, isn't it? So we're gonna eat. I want you to try a bite and let me know just what you think about this while I fix my...
Finger licking good.
While I fix my plate.
And they were washed.
Absolutely. Let me know what you think. What about that squash?
Squash is good and buttery.
Yeah, I did put some butter in it now.
Yeah, that's good.
I did put butter in. Oh, and look, he globbed the butter in my cornbread.
I'm gonna glob some in mine too.
And I wanted a pickle. Looky there. We certainly hope y'all enjoy our videos, because we certainly enjoy bringing them to you. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we hope you will share, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll know when we post another video. You going in for the corn?
That makes it easier.
There you go. That's good fresh corn too. That's not frozen. You can tell the difference, can't you?
I can.
Big difference that. Some pepper?
I like pepper on my corn.
All right. We'll see you soon, everybody.